Hi everybody, I'm Ashley Winkel. Hi parents. This is the Parents Corner. I am going to be meeting with you every Friday that I can to be here to offer you a word of encouragement and inspiration that you can apply to your home, to your family life. I know that you have a lot of information coming at you from a lot of different directions. If you're like me, you've even been receiving emails from every business you've ever given your email address to find out what's their COVID-19 response. So the last thing I want is to be downloading more information on you, lest that becomes something tedious or difficult for you to absorb, as you are already working on absorbing so much and adjusting to a new rhythm of life. But my intention is to just provide you maybe a sense of humor, put a smile on your face, and encourage your heart at this time as we are just sorting through what's a new normal. I thought what it would be interesting to talk about today, there's lots of things that we could talk about. There are lots of self-care and mental health things that we will talk about in the days to come. But one thing I thought that would be interesting to talk about today is how, as parents, now more than ever, we need to be giving one another grace to be able to make the decisions for what's going to work best in our households as we adjust to a new rhythm and a new sense of normal in terms of putting things in place that work for our kids who are at home. Maybe you're also trying to figure out how to work from home, or you have a spouse that is now trying to figure out how to work from home, and the two of you have to work together and work with your kids. Already the internet is full of two camps of parents. There are those parents on one hand that say, the kids are home now, let's get them into a schedule, let's enrich every chance that we can in their day with some sort of educational or intentional activity that's really going to enrich them. And then you have parents on the other side who are saying, these kids have really busy schedules. For once, we actually have an opportunity for everybody to just decompress, take the schedule off the table, just let them be kids. It's okay for people to be bored. Well, the thing is, both of you are right. Everything taken in moderation, we're going to find our way to have a balance through this. But I wanted to encourage you as parents that right now you can really lean in to the God-given grace that He's designed for you as a parent. There's a wisdom there that God has infused into you as a parent because you know your kids, you know your household, you know your family life, and nobody has more skills in being able to navigate the next days ahead than you do. I thought I'd like to share with you a tiny little story that I shared with another friend on the phone earlier this week. I'm a parent and my kids are a little bit older now, but when they were very small, my daughter particularly, when she was very small, we brought her home from the hospital and it was the scariest thing ever. I'm sure many of you know that it is. Those are scary days where, again, you're adapting very quickly and trying to find a new sense of balance and rhythm. I used to put her down to sleep in her little tiny bed, and she had like one of those bassinet baskets to sleep in, and she just was so fitful, and her little feet would kick, and she just didn't want to rest or come to rest. And somehow I had this inspiration or idea that what would make her more comfortable would be to put something heavy on her feet. So I took one of those rice bags, like a magic bag that you would normally put in the microwave, and I put it on her little feet. She was swaddled up in blankets and she was on her back, but I would put this magic bag on her feet, and it worked like a charm. Suddenly she was able to lie still and she would sleep, and we found a sense of peace in our home, at least for short periods of time. The point in me telling you this story, though, is that it didn't occur to me that what I should do is rush out and tell everyone that I had figured out the magic secret to getting babies to settle. It wasn't that my bag of rice was something that I thought every mom should start doing with their baby in their bassinet to get them to sleep peacefully. In fact, what it did make me realize was how thankful I was, how stunned even, that God had somehow, as a young mom, God had given me an ability to figure something out that I couldn't think, how did I figure that out? It was just one of those random moments of mother intuition and inspiration that ended up working for my kid. There are so many times throughout the years that I've been parenting my kids that I've received just little moments like that have made me so thankful for the mystery that God's given us as parents that we call intuition. I am such a firm believer that there is no one-size-fits-all parenting that's going to work across the board for all families and all households. Maybe a schedule works really well for your kids, and having them home right now with their age or the sibling relationships that they have, or maybe you have more boys than girls, or whatever the dynamics are in your house, you know that a schedule is what's going to work best. And somehow God's going to give you an inspiration and creativity to be able to get that set up and rolling right away. And double thumbs up, gold star for you who's doing that and you've got that dialed in. It's amazing, and hats off. And for those parents who are able to slide into a more lackadaisical routine where getting up a little later in the morning is something that feels really comfortable or like bonding time for you, and there's something about having that laid back schedule that feels more enriched for your family life, hats off and kudos to you. There's probably elements of both categories of parenting right now that are going to mix and match and blend together really well. And we're going to have to work on experimenting with different things that are sometimes outside of our comfort zone in order to find what works best for our kids. And that goes for working with each other as parents too. If you a husband and wife, and you both have kind of different ideas of the way that you would want to set up what family life is going to look like right now, this is an opportunity for you to really come together with an open mind and a chance to collaborate and experiment on things that might work well. Sometimes maybe dad's ideas work better for afternoons and mom's work better for mornings, or vice versa. Maybe you want to try different ideas of things that you thought it would always be great to share something that you particularly enjoyed from your years of growing up that you think would be a nice idea to share with your kids. Trade off ideas. Maybe you want to sit down sometime after the kids have gone to bed and just jot some things down and brainstorm. What kinds of ideas can you both put on the table of things that you'd like to try and experiment with your kids for this next season of what life is going to hold? I hope that this is encouraging to you, that this is kind of a new, fresh opportunity for you to not only lean into each other, to lean into your kids. Let them have some input on some of the things maybe that they'd like to add to what a schedule could look like, or what some new activities could look like for your family life in the days to come. I hope that this is encouraging to you, and most of all, I hope that you find renewed encouragement in knowing that God has designed you for such a time as this. God has grace for you. He has an ample amount of inspiration and creativity to give us. He has not forsaken us or abandoned us, and you got this. You really got this. And I hope that you guys can reach out to each other too, and use, things like Pinterest and Facebook, and be reaching out to other parents at this time to mutually encourage each other. I hope that you guys have a wonderful day. And as you head into the weekend, I do pray that the next couple of days, even the next week, is going to have so many opportunities for families to just, lean into this new season that we have together and all that God has in store. Thanks so much for joining me. I will see you again here in the Parents' Corner. Take care.